Hello everybody, Dren608 here. I have returned to The Civil War by Victory Games, designed by Eric Lee Smith. It is no longer in print. We're going to go into turn 4. I had done a victory check at the end of turn 3, and the Union basically had a substantial victory. But that was also because of the way I'm playing the South. I am playing as if I am playing to turn 19. So I'm not very aggressive early on with the South. I'm trying to conserve my resources to be able to outlast the Union's attempt to conquer me. So with that, we will move on into turn 4 here. The theater. This was my addition to make the theater tracks maskable. And I moved the selected ones there. I'm actually not supposed to pick these till after I roll, but I picked anyway. Okay. An 11 for Union. You'll notice turn 3 ended so early that we both have massive amounts of reinforcements to take this turn. And Confederates rolled a 6. No commerce raiders. We went to blockade ports. I hadn't taken any new ports yet, so they're at 32 total. And we go off into the action phase for turn 4. I'm going to try and set this over to the side and see how this works. So it's a 9 to a 5. Die differential goes up to a 4. And it is in favor of the Union. Did I roll a 2? Oh, I believe I'm picking leaders at this point. That's my freebie. And I put him down somewhere. I'm not sure where I put him. Must have put him in the army with Rosencrantz or something. Because this is going to get in my way. Oh, I built the fortress, and I had mentioned this at the end of the last game. I had forgotten to build the fortress. In Washington. Then I believe I took a leader. Turned out to be Grant's promotion leader, so I had to move it to Grant. I took another leader. And then we rolled again. This one was a 5+ to the Union, I believe. So we picked another leader and threw it, throwing him over here in the Army of the Cumberland because I was trying to get some and I moved Rosie, I think. Moved Rosie, and then I moved the army that was in Mill Springs. I moved back to the Army of the Cumberland as well. And CSA picks up a leader. I believe they may have stuck that in the Army of Northern Virginia. And then they take a strength point in Knoxville, Chattanooga. And we move on to another pulse. And it was a 7 to a 6. So this one I think now is only a 1 die differential in favor of the Confederates. And I stuck a strength point. Oh, in price. Okay. And then I put some another strength point, I believe, in the east. Which, if I get rid of this, I'm not sure if I put it in Virginia or the Army of Northern Virginia. I get confused sometimes. And then the Union just moved this guy down to Mill Springs since they had one in Knoxville. We wanted to make sure he just didn't walk in. Then we go on to Pulse 4. 7 to a 4 in favor of the Union. Put that up. Do you see that? I think I did something. Not quite sure what I did here. Trans-Mississippi. And then I moved Lyon back to Garrison, Springfield. So that he's nice and strong against Price. CSA. Looks like they moved Johnston. Let's get this out of the way here. Yeah, the CSA moved Johnston up. Going after Grant. Had a terrible time moving things, as you can see. And as I went into Grant, he rolled a 1, so he didn't get to run away. It's 2 to 1 in Forest, so it shifts down. Cap is +6, so +6 to USA is I'm not sure why. And the USA is a 5, so he made an 11. And USA was a 4. And that split was about the best that they could hope for from the Confederate side, so they just went ahead and did their thing. The 5 on Grant, so he's not. And then we go through the Army of Tennessee. Forrest did not roll a 7 or higher and will not be eligible for promotion. So, and then And I put in the promotion markers over. Going to pulse 5. And 3 to 4, so strength point in Nashville. And I think I picked a leader. Looks like I picked a couple of leaders there. Oh yeah, I had a 6 which was too high. If you look at the leaderboard, they had like 4 leaders and a 6 was too high, so I had to roll a second time. That's what that is. I'll get this leader thing off the board. Stuck a leader over in the east. And then it's an 11 to a 4. Favor of the Union. If I remember right, we're starting to run out of commands here, so it's going to be start to ramp everybody up with stuff. Took my naval stuff, put them on the board here. I believe that's what I'm doing here. Yeah. River transports. Took some strength points. CSA took some strength points. And picked another leader. Went on to the next pulse. CSA pulled in all their leaders. And go on to pulse. Next pulse. It's a 7. Again, +3 to the. See, we're out of command, so we can't really do anything here. So we're having a terrible time. So we're basically just taking a lot of strength points and putting them all over the board here. Because we're kind of out of commands. And we're only getting 1 and 2 point splits, so even if we had the commands, we couldn't really do much. Sometimes the playback button just doesn't like me. And then we 5 and a 6. On to the next pulse, an 8 to a 4, which just made us take more strength points again. Things are getting like ridiculous. And I decided to move somebody down the river in the Trans-Mississippi, I think it was. And then close to using up all the differential here. Went into the last one, and it was the last chance to get a double, and we did. So it was like, yay, look at that. So we upped all our commands. So now we could actually do things. And we rolled for a split again. We got a 2-point split. Took a strength point. I think I built up Cairo. And then I got rid of the desperation morale. Oops. on Grant. And they took strength points here and were it's 13. So CSA got a couple of points, took their leaders, or actually moved this leader with a strength point into taking Paducah. And I had to give myself all the control of those rail lines. Grant moves into Cairo. So he's with a big army because of where the navies are. He can't really cross the Ohio or the Upper Cumberland River. He has to go back to Nashville. So that's why I did that. Hopefully, Grant would have a real army. And we had another die differential here. Johnston. Oh, I built the Army of the Mississippi. That's what I did. I was setting up some ocean transports to be in smaller denominations. So U.S. leader and 6 transports with 6 strength points. Let's get over here so you can see this. Move down. And landed at New Bern. So it had a grand total of 9. And they had 3. So it was 3-1. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm believing that only the intrinsic value has to be eliminated if that's what you're using as your retreat priority. In other words, every unit eliminated in the hex. So that's the way I treated this. I rolled a 5 plus 2, so I had a 7, which is a D2, so it would have worked anyway. From a 6 from a small force, 3 strength is no effect on me. So he's eliminated. That was captured. CSA, I added a victory point, knocked down the ports. It hadn't set the open ports, which is a quick way of keeping track of how many ports the... okay, and... put a control marker in there. Did I forget to roll for Farragut? And this is where I misplaced the Tennessee militia. Can't go in Decatur, it has to go elsewhere. And I forgot to do the later, yeah, here's my leader loss check. And I rolled a 3, which kills a Farragut, which totally destroys the Union naval campaign. And then we're moving forward here. Not much of a die differential, so I think I put Polk in Nashville. And again, 1 point differentials are just not getting us very much. 1 and 2 point differentials just don't go very far. And then we had finally used up all of our reinforcements and our guys, and there's nobody left in the leader pools. As you can see, Farragut is dead, although I killed a transport, which I think I put back in future turn here. So we moved the table use up to 9 and reset things. And there's the end of the log file. So that's turn 4. Not a whole lot happened. Grant retreated and picked up his big army here in Cairo. Hopefully I'll get to build an army counter with it and be able to start doing things. We saw the creation of the Army of the Mississippi. Army of Tennessee is still way up the Cumberland, Tennessee Rivers Valley, and probably needs to move back here to get take care of Rosecrans. We can't have Rosie just running in here and beating up on Nashville. So that was probably what I'm going to have to do in turn 5. In the east, everything just is quiet as heck. Nothing is going on over here. We're playing around in the west for right now. I mean, Bobby Lee could march up into Pennsylvania and try and force the Army of the Potomac, but Army of the Potomac would cut him off. So it's probably not worth it. The New Bern invasion is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to put some troops down here. I want to make sure I don't lose Wilmington because that's a really big port. And I also don't want to have them go running around capturing stuff in Raleigh. So he does have a leader there with a guy, but he lost Farragut. And losing Farragut is huge from the standpoint of the Union. Only having one leader now on the ocean side, because you usually need to have one for the river, which I have over there, I think is Porter. But now I only have one naval leader on the Atlantic coast instead of 2. It's usually nice to have 2 because you can usually get one of them back in the east or wherever you have a lot of ships and then move on to another port to, capture this port, capture that fort, so on and so forth. And you usually can do that roughly twice every 3 turns. Now I'll be lucky if I can get one every other turn. So it's going to cut down the infamous Anaconda plan quite a bit on me being able to do anything. So that's turn 4. Once again, I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Please leave comments about things you see I'm doing wrong. I am using the modified WGA rules for leaders in armies, and Lyon and Jackson don't die, and also the leader promotion. It's part of their survival role. If they survive with a 7 or better, they get promoted. Otherwise, they don't. And of course, the standard rules, if they're removed or wounded or whatever, they don't get promoted either. So, let me know what you think. This is Dren608. Everybody stay safe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.